Welcome to the international news on Myanmar International. I'm Mazin and here's the news. The pride of Russian public transport and boasting the most beautiful train stations rivaling the palaces of the Tsar celebrates its 75th birthday. The first train line underneath the Russian capital of Moscow opened for business in May 15, 1935. The design of the 180 subway stations was inspired by the extravagance of the Tsar's palaces, and it comes complete with marble columns and chandeliers. The metro subway has 300 kilometers of track, making it one of the longest in the world. It transports a whopping 9 million passengers a day, riding 10,000 trains. The Nicaraguan authorities have confiscated at least 700 kilos of cocaine from a ship in the Pacific Ocean. The country's Navy and National Police intercepted the ship which set sail from Colombia. 24 people from various nationalities were arrested.
There were 24 people on board. It left from Buenaventura. Its second port was Corinto, and it arrived this morning. Its start stop was Guatemala. We managed to obtain the information that there were 12 containers on board, half full with drugs, and from there today we managed to detect the first container, which is the one we have here. In one, 33 bundles were found. These bundles contain between 25 to 30 packages inside.
Central America is becoming a main transit point for the movement of illegal drugs. Drug gangs can operate freely there as they take South American cocaine and ship it north towards the United States. Thousands gathered around the Sydney Opera House to welcome home 16-year-old Jessica Watson, hailed as the youngest person to sail around the globe unassisted. She went through a ripped sail and rough seas just outside the head of Sydney Harbour. But she was quoted as saying, "I'm completely overwhelmed. I just don't know what to think and what to say at the moment, so it's all a bit much, but absolutely amazing." The VIPs that greeted her as she walked down the pink carpet were Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd and New South Wales Premier Christina Keneally. Jessica spent 210 days at sea and circumnavigated a distance of 23,000 nautical miles. That took her past the tips of South America and Africa before making her way back. She set sail on October 18, 2009. Adili Wuzor, an ethnic Uyghur Muslim, comes from a family of 430 years of acrobatics. Wire walking is a traditional sport of its people who originate from the northwestern Xinjiang region. Since the 3rd of May, he has begun a campaign to break his own record for spending the longest period of time living on a wire. He already has 5 Guinness World Records under his belt. A 3.3 centimeter thick wire hangs 60 meters above the ground across the vast Bird's Nest Stadium in Beijing. Each day, Adili performs for an average of 5 hours and walks approximately 20 kilometers. Because he is devoid of any safety harness or brace, he takes a break when conditions are too windy or too hot. But that still doesn't stop him from entertaining the crowd by sleeping on the wire, walking blindfolded, doing headstands, standing on one leg, and even running. Well, don't try that at home. Pelle Edberg of Sweden and South Africa's James Kingston led the way after a rain-disrupted second round at the European Golf Tour's Mallorca Open on Friday. The Swede went around the Son Servera course in 64, 6 under 4, 135, and 5 under overall. Kingston was forced off the course midway through his round but returned to shoot at 70 to ensure he remained right in contention heading into the weekend. Alejandro Canizares of Spain was 3 shots behind the leaders at 2 under after a round of 70. And that brings us to the end of the World News on Myanmar International. I'm Mazin Siraj and thank you for watching.